Welcome to the YOUmedia Comic Book Podcast. I'm your host, Montgomery. I'm the librarian here for South Dade Regional. Today we're going to be talking about Batman Day, which is kind of delayed, but still, it's a good podcast topic to talk about Batman. So before we get started, let's go off to my left and we'll do a quick round of introductions.
What's up? My name is Jose.
Hey, yo, this is Will.
Oh, hey, it's Lowell.
Geo on the smooth jams.
I'm uncomfortable.
This is Chris Miller.
And it's your boy Xavier Batman.
All right. So let's get started on a couple of things. Let's start off with why do we think or why do we like Batman so much as opposed to any other hero?
The boy had a tragic backstory for starters.
I mean, is that really something like Batman?
Yeah.
I mean, it's to feel sorry
everybody
for him.
has a very tragic backstory. I mean,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
his Uncle Ben.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
And his rice.
Superman lost his whole home planet. What? Everybody has a tragic backstory, bro.
I mean, he was an infant. He wouldn't have felt it that bad.
Yeah.
But it's still,
Don't you miss your mom and dad?
I mean, if he was like a grown teenager. Then,
but it's still tragic. I mean, like that doesn't take away from the fact that hey, it's a tragic backstory. And then if you want to talk about someone who felt it, talk about Supergirl who was older than Superman and could actually live through it. It's a tragic backstory. I don't think.
Yeah, I understand.
And his parents died.
Damn,
And to be honest, I think what people like about Batman is that, well, he's more relatable. Like he hides under a mask.
So we all hide under a mask. Is that what you're trying
No,
to say?
no. I meant like he's Batman. Like he doesn't have powers or anything. He doesn't need powers to do good.
Yeah, he's just stole my answer. He already stole my answer.
Not. I don't think I could I don't think it's the relatability of it. Like, oh look, this dude is has no powers at all, and he can do all these amazing things. Because then you gotta think about the parts of Batman that aren't relatable. He's freaking billionaire. That owns
The boy is rich.
Exactly. Yeah, man. And you see the stuff he can do.
Wait,
I
I
can't
got
do that
something to
stuff.
say. You know what else Batman can do?
What?
He can beat Superman.
No. No, stop.
That's true. I'm not gonna lie.
No, stop. Look, children. I think media.
Grown man. Listen here.
Thank you. I think you have it all wrong. If Superman was at 100% says, hey, I'm gonna kill this dude today. I don't care. Nothing's holding me back. Superman is going to destroy Batman. All right. I don't understand. Think about this, right? We've already came to the fact that Batman is human, right? Nothing special about him. He has no super armor. If Superman says, "Hey, I'm just gonna walk up on Batman while this man is sleeping,"
Why you gotta do it while he's sleeping?
because Superman's a savage like that, okay? If Superman just says,
He
"Hey,
can be
I'm-"
even more savage doing it
while
awake.
he's in the shower, all right, or whatever, shampooing and
That's
conditioning,
gay.
rinsing and repeating, all right. If Superman just decided, "Hey, I'm gonna kill this dude," he could do it. There's nothing that Batman could do. Where people are say, "Oh, kryptonite, bro." Kryptonite is a very hard rock to find, okay? Where
But
you
he
could be
found
"Oh,
him. He found him.
okay, so you think Batman in a random suit is just ready to say, "Hey, I have kryptonite on me." Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
got a knife in his dresser drawer waiting.
That's
Yeah, I
cool.
disagree with
That's
that.
cool. Superman doesn't
Like
even have to
he
walk.
just-
Superman doesn't even have to walk up on him. That's what we have heat vision for. Superman has things that can just literally kill Batman. But now back to the topic of why we love Batman. We love Batman because Batman is different from the traditional superhero. And I mean, think about it. For so many years, Superman has just been poster boy superhero, and we always see Superman as goody two shoes, just isn't that he's super amazing. This is the kid. This is the person that I want my kids to be. Batman is just you're dark and you're mysterious and you kind of don't play by the rules 100%, but then you kind of do play by the rules and you're just not Superman. That's the reason why we like Batman, because he's a complete foil to Superman. He's 100% opposite, more or less.
And I'm
Would you
Batman.
guys say Batman is an anti-hero?
Something
No.
like that. No, he's not like a Deadpool.
No. Deadpool is not even a hero or a villain. He's a
an
mercenary.
anti- he's an
He's a
an-
mercenary.
he's an
He kills
anti-hero.
people for money and does sub things because, well, for starters,
He's like Red Hood. basically.
He's an anti-superhero. He even said that in the movie.
But what about Batman? Because Lowell brought up a point, and I kind of think that's why people like Batman is because he's not that traditional superhero. He has a dark side to him, and I think that's what people can relate to. Is that at times I'm not always a superhero type of person. I have a dark side to me, and I always have that temptation to like
Catwoman.
To just go my own way or do something what people think that's wrong. But Lowell, you said that because he's not always playing against by the rules, does that make him an anti-hero?
No,
not really.
No, it doesn't.
But look, I have so. What I was gonna say is that so you got Batman, right? Batman is just Batman. Like you grow up knowing him.
I'm Batman.
You watch Scooby Doo knowing him.
Ha.
Like he's just Batman. Like so look. Super rich playboy Bruce Wayne, Batman. He's just Batman. Like who wouldn't love a guy who goes around in a bat suit? Just messing with people.
On topic to Chris's question, where you're basically saying, would we consider Batman an anti-hero? No,
No.
because I think to be an anti-hero, you just have to have no affiliation with both sides. You know what I mean? And you just do things basically for your own personal gain most of the time, right? Like that's why Deadpool is one of those characters that's he's not a good guy, he's an anti-hero, which I think in more recent years they have gone ahead and put him more to the hero side rather than just being an anti-hero. But for Batman, it's more we know he's a hero because he's always aligned himself with justice. That's one of Batman's just big key characterizations. Is
True.
that he's a hero. Come on, bro. He's part of the Justice League. Come on.
Truth,
Come on.
justice, and the American way.
What do you think, Monty? Because wouldn't you say he's kind of doing it for his personal goal because he's taking
parents
vengeance
died.
for his
Well, that's
parents?
always been his motivation, is that he doesn't want another child to go through what he has gone through.
Oh, man. Think
Wait.
about it now.
But the bigger issue is that when you look at 80 years of Batman, what makes this interesting as a character is because you can reinterpret this character in many different ways. There is a manga in which Batman is being portrayed. Batman Ninja goes back to feudal Japan in that storyline, which is fine, we'll just go with that. Or you do The Brave and the Bold, in which you make Batman kind of funny, like Adam West. So
Hey.
you can go from really funny to dark with the exact same character, but still be true to that character in many respects. So I think that kind of diversity you really can't find in any other superhero that has that kind of range. Superman, you can't make him that dark. They did in Batman vs Superman, but they didn't like it.
Injustice is all the whole Injustice
Well,
comics.
that
is the whole thing.
the motivation is that because Joker killed, you know, spoilers. Lois
Joker
Lane.
killed Louis.
It's
No, not
Lois.
Louis. Lois.
Lois Lane,
You're still saying it wrong. Okay.
who was carrying his child.
Yeah.
So he goes off, and I'm like, because Batman does not kill, which is another thing.
Yeah.
And
I don't care.
and Superman did.
And I think that's the one thing, that one part, the fact that he doesn't kill, that really kind of makes that final line, this is why he's not an anti-hero or villain, because he won't kill, no matter what. Think about it, right? And I think this is one thing, Jason Todd, who was just the second Robin. Jason Todd was the second, right?
Yes, he was.
Jason Todd even drives this at him. It's so basically, Joker nearly beats Jason Todd near death and then blows him up, right? This is a kid that, one of the Robins, so this is one of the kids that Batman actually took under his wing. Haha, I get it, because bats have wings. So it took him under his wing, you know what I mean? And, basically adopted him. That's one thing about Batman, with each Robin, he basically adopts these kids and makes them his son. So this is a kid that, he pretty much loved. Batman's never really gonna say he loves his kids, but he loves his kids, bro. Very few times. But yeah. So even when Joker went ahead and killed like basically his son, Batman still didn't kill him, and he had all the chances in the world. Like think about like how many times this man probably crossed over to Joker. He basically has the front door key to Arkham Asylum. He can just walk in like, yo, I'm gonna take this guy out today. He didn't. So this is like even like when he's just pushed to his furthest, the fact that he just doesn't kill is why he's still known as a hero.
Right. Or even use guns.
Yeah.
So, but here's a question: do you think Batman will still be Batman if he wasn't rich? Exact same situation. Parents killed, but no money.
Does he attempt to do all the training?
Well, that's the thing. What defines Batman as Batman?
Because I think
is it
yes.
the actions that he does with his body, with the physical training, or is it the gadgets?
Hold up, I have something to say to that. They call him Batman not only because he's in a suit, not only because he does it at night,
Oh, this better be good.
because he does it mysterious, and he does it while he's disappearing. For example, Batman versus Superman in the alley, not in the alley.
Bats don't disappear.
You sure?
They don't. Bats just fly, bro. But continue. Continue. I really want to see where this goes. I'm interested.
So you're saying Batman is Batman because of his tactics, the way he is usually in the shadows, the way he's bringing out justice during usually at night.
That's what I'm saying. He's doing it undiscovered.
But look, so does anyone know why Batman? Anyone knows like how he was sent to do all that training?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he
Was it
has
his
no
butler?
right, no, what I'm saying is that if he has no money, how does he become Batman? Sure, anyone can put on a costume, but how does he become the Batman that we know?
Training. Investment.
Yeah, but look.
Okay.
But Batman was a little kid. He would have eventually as an orphan, and then because he has no butler.
Yes, he does.
So-
Alfred.
He did.
Yeah, but
Alfred.
he has no money, so how can he afford a butler?
Oh, we talking about.
It's his uncle Alfred.
So he probably would have become an orphan, and then stuff like that. But I don't think he would have got through all the training. So no, he probably wouldn't have been Batman.
Right.
What if he was in the military
Exactly.
and he ex-military who still sees no justice in his homeland?
But look, if he would have became military, then that doesn't define all the tactics and moves that he had. Those were disciplined moves that you learn not in the military. Like you learn those from
Martial arts masters.
ancient places. Like you don't learn those. Like you don't learn. All right, that's like going to a boxing ring and saying, "Now I fight like Batman." You don't.
I think it's his drive because granted like he learned all the stuff. I think he still would have became Batman. I think it would have took a bit longer
Right.
Exactly.
because he became Batman, and the reason why he got to all of the places that he did and learned all the stuff that he did and was able to get all that because he had money, and that was an amazing resource, the biggest resource, honestly, which drove him to actually like getting to the places that he needed to go. Would he have still like attained the training? I think he would have. If his motive and like his drive to do it was just was as great to make him just go ahead and say, yo, like, I really need to go ahead and do this. Like, let me go ahead and, like...
YouTube.
YouTube. Batman learned karate from YouTube. Like, no. If it was like, oh, let me go ahead, I have to, like, find a way and get stronger so nobody else gets hurt like that. Again, by the way, Batman, you kind of felt it because Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, but
He died.
Tim Drake. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, it's for the simple fact that like, if his drive was high enough, he probably would have became Batman still, but took a bit longer.
Yeah.
He said Jason died.
Yeah, Jason
Jason
Todd.
Todd.
Yeah,
Well,
No,
Red
technically,
yes, he did.
He turned into the Red Hood.
He died. And
no,
became
right,
Batman.
and he comes back.
How did he come back?
What do
to
you
life?
think about that, Monty? Do you think he would have become
Comic
Batman?
Well, that's a question that I'm posing myself because I'm trying to write something in which something happens to his money. So if he has no money, he has to get a job, and he's got to pay rent, and he's going to have to like make sure that he has a roof over his head, and he's going to have to make sure he has clothes. If you're doing that full time, I don't see you being motivated enough to say, on the side, I'm going to be Batman. I don't see that. He may have the drive, as you say.
Yeah.
He may get the physical abilities later on.
Yeah.
But to have, there's something called Maslow's law of hierarchy or needs
Yeah.
of hierarchy. Basically, you have to have your basics met, and that's the bottom part of your pyramid. So you need to have food, shelter, and
Water.
just basic. That's the very basics.
Yeah.
You can't aspire to other things if you're worrying about making rent. You can't aspire to worrying about fighting against Superman if, where's my next meal going to be? So with money, all that is taken aside and pushed so that he can focus on higher aspirations. So I just think without money, regardless of how smart he is, how strong he is, he cannot be the Batman that we all know.
And then that makes you really think, like, what superhero is there really that's not rich in the sense, or doesn't have like everything already like made for them, like guaranteed for them? I mean, like, look at somebody like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman doesn't need to worry about all that stuff because
Yeah.
she was just raised on like an island in the middle of some ocean.
The Amazons.
There we go. She was raised by the Amazon, so basically she's well off. I mean,
I would say Spider-Man is a perfect example
Yeah.
that he struggles to
Yeah.
do what he has to do, and he has powers.
And then I playing the new Spider-Man yet. I really looked at it. I was like, are there no other superheroes in New York?
Not at that
yeah,
time.
Yes.
Because I'm really thinking about it. And I'm just like,
Yes.
Spider-Man is really stressing over here. He has to, he has to swing everywhere, right? Meaning there either has to be some type of building or tree. If there's not, Spider-Man is running or walking or
that
taking
boy
the subway.
fast. That
Right.
boy running track.
All right.
It's like a bunch of Spider-Man.
He
Oh
can't-
no
he-
no.
He can't go to the outer boroughs.
No.
Like
He
that's,
can climb.
if there's no
Climb
building or trees, what is he climbing, my guy? He is
What is
climbing.
the area?
He's climbing down them stairs to the subway.
No.
He is climbing his way.
Where does
on
he have to
foot.
go?
Places that there's. You put Spider-Man in the middle of the desert. Spider-Man is stuck. He's just walking. Okay. First off, the suit. There's no AC in that suit. Let's be honest, right? He is sweating. All right. Second off, that suit is really tight. All right. So he's walking through that desert near naked. All right. Only thing he's gonna have on is his shoes, because honestly, that's how hot it is. But yeah, I think Spider-Man is like, he's the perfect example. Is like someone who's just not like extremely rich, and like he just struggles with being a normal guy.
I got another example of someone who was also like, he wasn't rich, but he was wealthy, and like I don't know if he went like to the same thing as Batman, but like his background wasn't so tragic. We all know him, the famous L Doctor Strange.
Hey. Wait, no. No.
Repeat that
He's
again.
a doctor.
He was a neurosurgeon,
Right.
which means he was wealthy.
Right.
He was wealthy. They even proved that in the movie. And somehow he still became a protector.
Yeah, but that's something different.
I know. I'm just saying.
He's not
like,
getting paid to be a Doctor Strange
I know, but like,
performing surgery.
like he's not also being paid. Batman's not being paid to be Batman.
Well, I mean, the question at hand was if Batman didn't have any money, would he still be Batman? And we
We're
kind
giving
of
examples.
went into, so is there any superheroes actually that
If
could
they're
be
right-
a superhero if they were poor? Spider-Man probably being the only one, if you guys could think of someone else.
Or
DC
Hawkeye.
Or Marvel.
Or Black
Hawkeye?
Widow? Or no?
No, they have.
Because they
they're
were part
wealthy.
of S.H.I.E.L.D., so they get paid.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Wow.
He wasn't rich when he first. All right, but look,
Oh.
look. If Batman.
But they was
It
military.
depends. It depends on the situation
Yeah.
because like if Batman was to go through the right situation at the right time, then yeah, there's a possibility he could have been Batman. Like Superman, he wouldn't have. Spider-Man, he wouldn't have been Spider-Man without going to that whatever he went to, taking pictures, and I'm talking about the
Yeah.
original Spider-Man.
What
getting bit by
about
the
Static
spider.
Shock?
Like if he didn't,
no?
if Spider-Man Peter Parker
that's
didn't
a-
go there, he wouldn't have became Spider-Man. Somebody else would have been Spider-Man.
So, but they're not really
It depends on the events.
poor
of time.
though. They have money. They have income coming. So if someone's struggling. So you said Static Shock.
Green Lantern.
Static Shock.
Static Shock
Why?
was a normal teenager going to school, and then one day he ended up getting into a huge
Like gang fight.
explosion. Yeah, a
Boom.
huge gang fight, huge explosion, which you don't need money for.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't need money to be a part of an explosion, kids.
It's free.
It's free to die.
And so, anyways, even after the explosion and he got his superpowers, he wasn't privileged to any money or anything. He was still able to conduct himself as a normal teenager in an environment of supernatural stuff.
Right. But let me clarify, he was still living at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so he doesn't have to worry about paying rent.
Oh God.
You could probably think about someone. I didn't really like this movie, but Hancock.
It doesn't count.
But Batman would have been an orphan, so he wouldn't.
But wasn't he like an alien or something?
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
he was from
Wow.
another planet.
He was a superhuman. They don't know what he was. They called him a god.
Yeah.
Called him superhuman. They called him angel. The girl he was with explained all this, and she said that now today they call us superheroes. But for starters, this dude has super strong skin, can fly, fast as heck, and he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Tony Stark. But we can't say that because that's Marvel.
The girl said that they were from another planet, though.
All right, but back to the whole like topic, like so yeah, and then even with like Gio, like you're explaining to people like how Jordan was what military, right?
Yeah.
Right, you like see like everybody else has a way to just supply themselves. I mean,
And Batman's winning with money.
exactly. So it's like if they didn't have these ways to obtain all that, would they be able to still be heroes? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Unless you're Spider-Man, because Spider-Man was just like, hey, yo, we grinding it out. I'm still eating oodles and noodles and swinging at
Right.
the same time.
And eating that Ben's rice spins.
He's not
Uncle
eating.
Ben's rice.
Yeah, Uncle Ben's rice.
He doesn't eat that. It traumatizes him.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to another topic. We have many actors who have played Batman. We have Michael Keaton,
Adam West.
Adam West.
We
We also have Val Kilmer. We also had George Clooney. We had Ben Affleck. And, of course, we have, I'm blanking on the guy's name, Christian Bale.
Who was the
That's
newest
a
one?
7?
Ben Affleck, right?
Christian Bale was
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises, right?
Yeah.
Best
Right.
Batman. I don't care. Batman. I think it's not about best Batman because Batman is. I feel like all superheroes, if you know how to play them, you know what I mean. You get the right actor for them, obviously. Like it's gonna be, you're gonna get like a good superhero out of them, right? I feel like if you want to talk about like somebody like Ryan Reynolds, I don't think he was a good Green Lantern. I don't think he was a perfect person to
Deadpool.
play Green Lantern. Also, I just think that it was about the person who directed the movie. You know what I mean? I feel like you got to get like the right director and right person with the right script. That's why Christopher Nolan's like Batman is known as the best because it's just perfect. George Clooney's Batman was just like it's weird.
It's trash.
It was weird and nipples. That's all I can say about that one.
To be honest, I like Ben Affleck as the new Batman.
You would have liked him
Yeah.
if he
But-
could ever make a movie.
Batman's the GOAT.
Wait, who was the last Batman?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, exactly. I like
Justice League.
I like him. Yeah.
Batman versus Superman.
He's a good all right, so like Lowell was saying, it depends on like the person you get to play the role. Like so Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, like comedian,
Killed it.
Canadian actor, like bro, like who wouldn't
He's funny.
put that as Deadpool? But then you had Aquaman fit the exact replica of the comic books. Well,
He
with
wasn't
the
blonde.
haircut,
The
and like
haircut?
the tattoos and all that.
No,
And then
Aquaman.
Like- Don't got no dreadlocks, dog.
okay, and then you got like let's see, who else was like? I mean like Superman.
Oh
Like,
no.
So your
Yeah.
favorite Batman is Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
Have you watched the other Batman movies?
yeah.
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 Have you seen the TV show? The very old TV show, the gray and white.
Oh.
Do I look
Pow.
75 to you?
Okay.
Wow.
But speaking of like actors that like kind of like embody
I know one.
the character that they're playing, I feel like what's the dude that just left from being Superman, Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Yeah,
Officially.
it's in the air, and honestly, it would hurt because I feel like honestly I couldn't say that was the best Superman. The reason why, because I feel like his role within the movie, The Man of Steel, kind of really downplayed. Honestly, like there's not much about that role that really makes you say like, yo, like he did an amazing job, like. But yeah, I feel like it does come down to who you have playing the role and what director. Because honestly, like you could have had Ben Affleck, but what did you put Ben Affleck's Batman within like Tim Burton? Like the Tim Burton directed movies, like you know what I mean? I think it's like it comes down to the actor and director and how good they pair up together.
Yeah. I think if you look at Ben Affleck's direction, being more like the Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, a much older Batman. He said he was doing it for 20 years, so now he's upping his game, hence why you see a lot more violence and he's branding people. So I'm kind of like appreciative of what he did with that character as opposed to Michael Keaton, who no one liked in the first idea of mentioning him as a comedic actor to be Batman, but he was fantastic, and that's kind of like a good benchmark. But Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan kind of like upped the game to the point where I'm like, that's a Batman movie. That's a Batman in general. So I love that kind of origin story, whereas, I can do without the origin story again, but I can forget Val Kilmer, I can forget George Clooney, but I would put Michael Keaton maybe one or two in place of the highest. But definitely Christian Bale will be like top one.
Christian Bale is the one with Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, the trilogy.
So probably one of the best superhero trilogies, as opposed to like the other Marvel trilogies. That's been really fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
Just gonna look this up.
I just realized that he's the only one with a trilogy, isn't he?
No.
No?
I mean, we have Captain America and Iron Man and Thor, but as far as a trilogy, like each one being
For like Batman though.
those three movies, but the same director, same actor, that's phenomenal. That's something you don't normally see.
It's gonna happen again with Ben Affleck as well.
Yeah.
And you said Michael Keaton was your second,
Number two for me.
and Christian Bale number one.
Yeah.
Is he really writing it? Is Ben Affleck actually writing it?
Supposedly taking a very long time.
Well,
I know.
no, he's off the project.
Oh, he's off the project.
Yeah, he's not one. I may be done with Batman altogether because Matt Reeves is going to be directing a new trilogy. Maybe without Ben, he's no longer directing it nor writing it, and of course now he's in rehab.
Sounds like DC needs the Russo brothers because they know how to do things.
Hey,
Yeah, but
As of now.
yeah, but Matt Reeves did the Planet of the Apes trilogies, which I think are fantastic. If you have not seen them,
I think the only what's really messing like DC up as far as like their movies is because like they have so many like directors just coming in and off of projects, so there's just like the creative directions are like just all over the place and they don't know exactly like where they're gonna go. You know what I mean? Like now they're making a new Joker movie, which I'm kind of excited about. 'Cause,
What?
yeah, they're making a Joker movie. And
Who is it? Who
Joaquin
is it?
Phoenix.
It's not Jared Leto. Thank God. That would have been horrible.
Wait. Who?
Yes, this Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix. If you've seen a movie called Her,
Yes.
which it's really great. He was in Gladiator. He was the the Caesar in the movie that took over after he killed his father. So it's definitely a different looking Joker, but it's like Batman, who is reinterpreted many different times. But since we're talking about this and talking about Joker in general, I think what the other quality stands out for Batman, not just him, is the rogues gallery that he has. I don't think any other hero has as many villains that are so memorable that you know them more than any other superhero. Because you have the Joker, which is
number one villain of all
Right.
time. I think like it's not just the fact that he just has like amazing villains. I mean, like another person who has, I would say, amazing villains is probably Spider-Man. I mean, like
Hey, that boy has to deal with plus 10 supervillains. You got the Sinister Six. You got
who's in
the
the
Lizard.
Well, he's in the Sinister Six.
Venom,
Oh yeah, Venom, Carnage.
Green Goblin.
Is he in the Sinister Six?
but yeah, it's the
No,
fact that
right?
like it's the fact that like they're villains that actually like drive Batman to like just be something, especially like the Joker, because I think Batman sees the Joker a lot of times and he's just like, that's what I could be, because I need everybody to understand Batman's crazy. I don't think anybody.
I understand.
It takes a certain kind of crazy to say, hey, I'm going to get in this suit that makes me look like a bat and jump off of buildings and beat people up. The man's crazy. He watched his parents die at a very young age. He's psychologically not correct. And at any point, I think people need to notice, like, Batman could beat the Joker at any point.
Or be the Joker.
Yeah.
What if I come to YOUmedia with the suit one day?
You're crazy.
I will take a
You're
picture.
especially crazy because that means that you drove in the Florida sun and you got here and it's very hot. I was driving with my windows down and I was sweating.
Yeah, me too.
You're a special type of crazy, bro.
Dang, man.
But yeah, it takes a certain type of crazy to make children into like weapons.
Wow.
Wait,
Man's
what?
crazy. Yeah. Bro, think about it, right? He takes these kids who are also not in the best conditions. I mean,
Yeah, Dick Grayson got his parents like,
Killed while he was in the circus.
Jason Todd was basically homeless, right? I think Tim Drake also lost his father, right?
I'm not sure, but he's probably the most normal out of all of them.
That's saying
Yeah.
something. That's saying something. Damien is.
Yeah, he's also
His son's pulling through, and then think about like all the other like Bat kids, bro. Come on, like
Got
that's
that girl.
crazy. But yeah, it also like I think Batman also like deals with these people just to say like kind of like keep his like sanity in check, just to say, hey, I'm crazy, but I'm not them,
Ha.
which isn't saying much because, bro.
Like out of the suit.
I mean, like just
I'm still
just
human.
think about it. Like you have like the Joker, you have Scarecrow, you have Bane. Like this man has been physically, mentally, emotionally broken. He can do this.
Most physically from Bane, especially when he got his ribs and spine broken,
Exactly. This man's crazy.
and he's still walking.
So if the Joker didn't exist, Batman wouldn't exist?
No,
No.
Batman
Well,
would still exist.
yeah.
Or
If
he wouldn't be as popular.
in the movie, the first one, they tied the two together. Joe Chill was really the guy who killed Batman's parents, but in the Batman movie, they made the Joker, Jack Napier, as the Joker, who was the one that killed Batman. So when Batman or the Joker says, you know, you made me, he's like, no, you made me first because you killed my parents, and that was the connection between the two of them. But in the comics, not so much.
I mean, bro, like
That's still not the case, right? That's like today's Batman. The Joker didn't kill his parents, right?
No, in
No,
the
it's
comics,
not.
no.
Okay.
I mean, even in if you watch the other origins being retold again, you don't see Jack Napier anywhere. Like in Batman vs Superman, someone else kills his parents, but it's not him. It's not Joker.
Oh wait.
and I just think like, man, it's just really like, I think it really all really comes down to the Joker at the end of the day, because like think about like the Killing Joke, right? Where the Joker just basically says, hey, this is where we're basically gonna like make things happen, right? He just goes around. He's just bugging Batman the whole movie, basically, and it's the craziest and most amazing thing ever. Batman has the most amazing movie, like villains ever. Then there's like I don't know, cause like who in DC really has like I'm just talking DC alone. Like who really has like a really horrible like villain that just keeps on nagging him? I mean, like okay, there's Superman. Superman has who like
Lex Luthor.
He has Lex Luthor, all right. He has
Doomsday.
He has Doomsday. He has General Zod. He has Darkseid. But I have to put like Darkseid's more of like everybody's problem.
Yeah.
Like when he comes around,
Uh-huh.
everybody's just like, "Yo, suit up, it's time."
The Justice League, basically.
Mhm. They're just like, "Yo, we gotta go ahead and do that." I mean, Green Lanterns have basically the other Lantern Corps because they just decide, "Hey, we're just gonna ruin things at this time." Wonder Woman has
Cheetah.
women's rights.
Cheetah,
Just Cheetah.
Ares.
Ares, yeah.
and
Yeah, that's the thing. You go down the list, and like, I don't know other villains that go against heroes. So,
I mean, Flash. Flash has. I think if we're talking DC, Flash kind of comes close to Batman.
I would say
Flash
top
has-
five.
Top
maybe.
five because it's like yo, you have
Mirror Master, Weather Wizard,
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash,
the gorilla, I forgot his
Gorilla
name.
Grodd.
Yeah,
He gets there. I
No, no.
mean, who else? Like,
Zoom.
King Shark.
who does Aquaman have?
Aquaman has no
oil
one.
company. No, BP.
Oh,
you
the Mantis,
can't do
the Mantis,
this.
the Mantis.
No, it's Black Manta.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I feel like Aquaman does more like inner fighting because like
Yeah.
it's always like somebody's like trying to get control of the throne or something. That's every time I see like some like Aquaman storylines like throne problems. Yeah.
what with Batman? You have Penguin, Poison Ivy.
Even
Croc.
think about like even the most underrated like
Right.
supervillains do something in the end.
Like he
Right.
made out with one of the supervillains, Catwoman.
Like they are engaged, ready to be married. I think it's one series. Yeah, bro, like amazing. I don't think in all comics because the only other person, like I said, in all comics that comes close is like
The Flash.
and Spider-Man. In all the comics, like come on, let's jump over to Marvel. Who really has villains like that in Marvel? Like
No one.
because I feel like in Marvel it really does fall down to like my problem is low key everybody's problem. It's
Right.
like, oh hey, you had to fight the Green Goblin too? Same. Oh hey, the Skrulls came and kind of screwed you up?
Everyone's problem.
Same.
Everyone's problems. Yeah.
Everybody's problem.
Hold on. I like the fact how, I don't know which is it now, how Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, is a teenager in high school with his only relative, Aunt May, and yet he has to go save the world and fight older people.
Yeah.
Anti-May.
Anti-May. Yeah, that's his life.
Like,
Because you know why, bro? With great power comes great responsibility. and a dead uncle.
wow.
It works like that.
Boy, does he even have a job yet? And yet he has to fight. He had to fight grown men
That's what I'm telling
more
you.
than one time.
My boy
I
Peter.
know the boy is tired, and he has a test tomorrow.
Yeah, my boy got gray hairs and he's only in high school.
That's what makes him relatable.
He's
Yeah.
grinding out there. That's why he's relatable. That boy's grinding out there.
Way to go, DOC.
So I believe this will be our wrap up conclusion. Monty, take
Yes.
us out.
So, as we discussed the many different aspects of Batman, please feel free to chime in with your thoughts about Batman. And
In the comments.
in the comments below. So if you see this on YouTube, please reach out and contact us.
I got
All right,
something
so
to say,
we're
I got
done for today's podcast, and we'll come back.
I have
in a couple
something to
weeks.
say.
Oh,
A quote from Batman.
which is
I'm Batman.